Hi everybody, it is Christina here from Mystical Essence with your February reading. So as with every month, I pull out 3 cards to give us an overview and an indication of what to expect in the coming month. And so I have done that. I have pulled out 3 cards. Now, interestingly, 2 are reversed, which is not unusual, but it does bring a different kind of message. So the first one is the Queen of Swords. Now the swords are all about intellect and making decisions. So you're being asked in this first part of February to stop being indecisive. Make a decision and stick with it, because the more that you continue to think about something, the more confused you're going to get. So with the Queen of Swords appearing, you're being asked to sit down, think about what you really want at this first half of this month, and then make a decision and stick with it. So make your goals attainable, make them realistic, and set out an action plan to achieve it, because if you don't, you can find yourself kind of going a bit all over the place through February, and you won't actually see the change that you're hoping to implement. So take some time at the start of this month to just be by yourself, go inwards, and just really see what it is that you are wanting to do, and then create an action plan so that you can get there. But make a decision and stick to it, because then as we progress through the month, we've got the Devil in reverse. Now, a lot of people get a bit freaky outy about the Devil, but the Devil is, for me, something that is just, it's not quite right. It's not necessarily as evil as so many people believe it to be, although it can be, but generally speaking, it's not. Generally speaking, it's not. Well, certainly not in my world, not the way I interpret it. So with the Devil reversed, you're actually, in making that decision at the start of the month and working out what you want, by the time you get sort of mid-month, you've actually got a clear path and a clear strategy, and you're suddenly going to feel like you're free, like you're unbound by the chains that have been sort of holding you back for a while. So it's really important to make that decision at the start of the month, and taking that time to really assess where you're going and what you'd like to do, because the Devil is showing in reverse in order to demonstrate to you that in making that decision, you actually unbind yourself from the shackles that you feel that you're tied to. And so then as we progress further down the month, we have the Ten of Swords, and this is about making sure that you're taking the time you need to rest and recover, but it's also about making sure that you don't allow any old programs to come through or any old stories as you start moving forward, because inevitably with all change, when we bring in new changes and we set about a new way of being, we find ourselves sort of almost perpetually returning back to the starting point, and this can actually drive us a bit batty, and it can make us feel like we're never getting ahead, we're never achieving it, which is why it's so important to make sure that you have a plan. Make sure that you've got things like strategically put down on paper, because when we make ideas in our head, it's very easy to forget where our goals are and what we're trying to achieve. And so with the Ten of Swords coming through towards the end of the month, it's really about reminding you to not fall back into old habits. It's about making sure that, for want of a better word, you slay the demons that come, meaning that as old thought patterns, old habits, old fears, as all these things begin to surface, which is normal when we're making changes, it's about being consciously aware of them and getting on top of them before they get on top of you. So that's your February reading. It's really quite an exciting adventure, because as you are probably aware, there's a lot of things going on in the world at the moment, and in order for things to change, we really need to start with ourselves. Okay, we can look outside of ourselves and see all the things we need to change, and we can work hard to try and change that, but ultimately we need to change. We need to change our mindset. We need to change the way we think about things, our belief systems. We need to allow for diversity in our opinions and in our thoughts, because that's how human beings evolve. And the energies at the moment in the world are a little bit kind of all over the place, because there's so much activity going on. There's promises of this, that, and the other happening, and there's fear, and there's all sorts of other emotions going on in the world, different parts of the world. And so it's really important to just sort of step back, zoom out, step back, and think about what is it that you can do. How and what can you change within you, within your circumstances, that not only benefit yourself, but also benefit the greater good. Because really for February, that's what I'm feeling we need to do, is all come together, work out what we individually want, and then come together to create a group plan, so to speak. Because it's very important that at this time of our evolution that we all pull together. And we can't pull together if we're still stuck in old habits, old belief systems that just don't serve us any longer. Like, we need to get with the times, and we need to change what's happening within our own worlds, within our own environments, so that we can then create bigger impact in the world beyond that. I hope that's helpful for you. Much love, and I'll talk to you next month. Bye for now.